It is art's task to manifest the contradictions of being, to stir up contradictions within the spectator's mind, and forge accurate intellectual concepts from the dynamic clash of opposing passions.
One must learn to understand that editing is a compulsory and deliberate guidance of the thoughts of the spectator. Editing is the basic creative force by power of which soulless photographs are engineered into living cinematographic form.
Out of the ashes of the Russian Revolution rose a new wave of filmmakers with radically innovative approaches to film language. Key among them were Sergei Eisenstein's intellectual montage and its antithesis, the lesser-known constructive editing of Volod Budovkin. They form a dialectic of two seemingly contradictory opposites: formalism versus expressionism, collision versus linkage. Stalinist anti-intellectualism brought an end to this fruitful period of artistic innovation in Soviet agitprop cinema. What is the legacy of this dialogue? Is modern film editing style, the language of popular cinema, a synthesis of these competing arguments?
I shall endeavor to acquaint you with some of the principles which form the basis of our work. Volod Budovkin, film theorist and filmmaker. In the beginning, film was, from its nature, only living photography. Pieces of film shot were stuck together in simple temporal sequence of the developing action, just as the act of a play is formed from scenes and then were presented to the public as a picture.
While handling pieces of film, we discovered any two pieces of a film stuck together inevitably combine to create a new concept, a new quality born of that juxtaposition, something more like the product than the sum. Sergei Eisenstein, film theorist and filmmaker. The foundation for this philosophy is a dynamic concept of things, being as a constant evolution from the interaction of two contradictory opposites, synthesis arising from the opposition between thesis and antithesis. In the realm of art, this dialectic principle of dynamics is embodied in conflict.
Every art possesses its own peculiar method of effectively presenting its matter. Film consists of a whole series of more or less short pieces following one another in definite sequence. In observing the development of the action, the spectator is transferred first to one place, then another. This kind of construction is called constructive editing. This concept, the subject of the most acrimonious controversy, is in fact the crux of the novel and different nature of the cinema.
In front of me lies a crumpled yellowed sheet of paper. On it a mysterious note: linkage P and collision E. This is a substantial trace of a heated bout on the subject of montage between P, Budovkin, and E, myself. This has become a habit. At regular intervals, he visits me late at night, and behind closed doors we wrangle over matters of principle. He loudly defends an understanding of montage as a linkage of pieces into a chain, bricks arranged in series to expound an idea.
Editing is a compulsory and deliberate guidance of the thoughts and associations of the spectator. If the editing is merely an uncontrolled combination of the various pieces, the spectator will understand nothing from it. Editing is the language of the film director. Just as in living speech, so one may say in editing, there is a word, the piece of exposed film, the image, a phrase, the combination of these pieces.
This is a most pernicious makeshift analysis. Here, the understanding of the process as a whole, connection, shot montage, derives only from the external indications of its flow, a piece cemented to another piece. If montage is to be compared with something, then a phalanx of montage pieces, of shots, should be compared to the series of explosions of an internal combustion engine driving forward its automobile. Similarly, the dynamics of montage serve as impulses driving forward the total film.
We have established the basic significance of the constructive editing of scenes. It builds scenes from separate pieces, of which each concentrates the attention of the spectator only on that element important to the action. The sequence of these pieces must not be uncontrolled, but must correspond to the natural transference of attention of the spectator. The spectator sees only that which the director shows him. For reflection, for doubt, for criticism, there is neither room nor time, and consequently, the smallest error in clearness or vividness of construction will be apprehended as an unpleasant confusion or as a simple ineffective blame.
Is it then possible to achieve direct filmic expression of abstract ideas, of logically formulated theses and intellectual concepts, and not merely emotional phenomena? The results fluctuate from exact naturalistic combinations of visual, interrelated experiences to complete alterations, arrangements unforeseen by nature, and even to abstract formalism with remnants of reality. The possibilities of this type of cinema are positively limitless.
Let us imagine an intentionally absurd order. The result is a senseless medley of pieces that produces in the spectator an impression of chaos. Rational order will only be brought into the alternation of pieces when they are at least conditioned by that sequence with which a chance observer would have been able to let his glance and attention wander from object to object. Only then, their combination, having received organic unity, can be effective on the screen.
A great upheaval has taken place. In recent years, some film producers have so completely done away with montage that they have forgotten its fundamental aim and purpose. What was wrong with our old treatment of this indisputable phenomenon? The theory was a broad, perhaps too broad, generalization of a series of possibilities. The mistake lay in overrating the possibilities of juxtaposition and underrating research into the problem of material juxtaposed. Is it necessary to jettison all the colossal theoretical and creative material in the turmoil of which was born the conception of the intellectual cinema? Has it proved only a curious and exciting paradox, a fata morgana of unrealized compositional possibilities?
Look, film is yet young, and the wealth of its methods is not yet extensive. For this reason, it is possible to indicate temporary limitations without necessarily attributing to them the permanence and inflexibility of laws. The effort to effect from the screen the feelings and ideas of the public by means of editing is of crucial importance. I am firmly convinced that it is along this path that the great international art of cinema will make its further progress.
Has it paradoxically proved that now, after examining some of its principles, it may emerge that in a new guise, with new usage and new application, the postulates expressed may still continue to play a highly positive part in the theoretical grasping and understanding and mastering of the mysteries of cinema?